Hi, Lodro here. So this is a Wednesday, and if you've been following the Facebook page at all, you'll know that we instituted something last week with a video that was exclusively posted on that page, which is What Would Sid Do Wednesdays. So some people might be familiar with the column that I had on the Huffington Post for a number of years, and it's also the basis for the next book, Walk Like a Buddha, which comes out this October. It is available for pre-order now. Every week I'll be answering a question that is either from the book, or if you want to add in your own question, I'm happy to answer it. Just post it in the comments below. So this week's question is one that I've actually gotten a fair amount over the time, and it's, I get that meditation is a way to be present, but if you're always present, how can you plan for the future? So that's a great question, and it does directly relate to what we've been discussing on the YouTube channel, which is the path of the tiger, and specifically the quality of being now. So the tiger is very much attuned to his environment and very much in tune with what is going on in any given moment. That is the beauty of the presence of the tiger, that they're so in tune with what's going on. Now, when it comes to planning for the future, ideally, yes, we're always in the present moment, and then it would be very hard to make a lot of long-term plans if we're just very present with everything we do. That's a great problem to have right alongside your wallet being too small for your 50s and your diamond shoes being too tight. I don't think many of us have that specific problem. I think it's more of a theoretical question, this one, as opposed to an experiential one. Most of us actually spend our time drifting off into the future, thinking about all the things that we want to be doing or the way that things could be, or we're lost in the past. We think that things used to be better, or we're reliving a conversation we had earlier that day. Now, the practice of meditation, as is articulated in an earlier video on calm abiding, it actually helps us learn to just be with what is in a given moment. And it's a lifelong training. It starts very slowly. It starts with us being present with the breath, and then gradually we start to notice that we're more present with the rest of our life. The more present we are in our situation, the more we're able to see it for what it is. Not for what we want it to be, not for what we hope it to be someday, not for what it used to be, but for what it is. So when we're able to perceive our situation, our environment more clearly, that's when we are able to plan the best. We can make aspirations for the future. I see the situation that I'm burning out right now. I'm working too hard. So I notice that instead of just saying I'm going to spin out and continue to work through it, you say, I recognize and I'll apply the gentleness that we discussed in a video last week to my situation and set aside some time for meditation retreat, for a vacation, whatever it might be. So this is the level of planning that comes out of meditation practice. It's seeing your situation clearly and then learning what skillful actions you want to employ to make your life more wholesome and live it in a way that you feel very good about. So that's the sort of planning that comes out of meditation, as opposed to a lot of theoretical fantasy planning. It's very practical. It's very practical how meditation actually allows you to plan for the future. Okay, thanks so much. Remember, if you have a question, feel free to drop it in the comment box and we'll get to it next week. Thanks for joining me for What Would Sid Do Wednesdays.